It's time for Stepping Out with Dee Lachey and street reporter Everett Anderson. Stepping Out, the show that encourages you to step out of the box of ordinary and into the extraordinary. Stepping out of the box into a life of liberty and rejuvenation. And now, here's your host of Stepping Out, Dee Lachey.
Welcome back to Stepping Out. We're continuing our conversation about love and relationships. So, Miss Tammy Hines, you were giving your...
I was giving a point about falling off, and I was about to give an example of what can happen in a relationship. I had a wife tell me, when early on in marriage, he would text me during work over and over again, day to day, and then I just start getting too busy. So I stopped responding. So he stopped texting. So that was really something that hurt her to what? The core. So we have to be careful when we start doing some stuff. We get busy with this, busy with it. Your top priority is that relationship, because children, nothing else is going to survive without this relationship. That's the core.
Great, thank you. That's a great point. We will now take some questions from our audience. So we're going to our co-host, Mr. Everett Anderson, to see what the thoughts and opinions are from our audience today.
I got another one from the live audience. Good looking audience, if you can take it. If you can't tell. What's your name?
Shay Party.
Shay Party. You single?
Yes, I am.
You ever been married?
No.
No. Okay. You got any questions for the panel?
I do. I want to know what the big deal is about people having friends of the opposite sex. I mean, I don't have a problem with having friends of the opposite sex, but I always have a problem in relationships where men have a problem with me having friends that are men. And I don't get it.
Is it just attractive friends, or is it the ugly friends?
No, it's just friends, period, that are men. Men have a problem with me having male friends, and I don't understand it.
Is it the
I'm like,
ugly friends or is it the fine friends?
I don't really. I mean, I don't want to say they ugly. They cool.
So you don't know if they ugly or fine.
Does that make a difference with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't go out here with you can walk around with Shamar Moore. It ain't happening.
Well, in my opinion, they're not that good looking. So
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay. Well, you heard a question. Back to you on the panel.
Thank you, Shay. That's a very good question. I think I want to let Will answer that one.
Well, Shay, first of all, how you doing? Nice question. I want to just go ahead and tell you straight up, it's got to be insecurities. Man, and you can be showing him love and respect all the time and whatnot, and yet and still he's so insecure. That's who he is. Secondly, it could be on you, to where he could be a great guy showing you love, he's very secure about himself, but you don't make him feel respected. And a lot of times, the third thing I would say about that is, you have to still take blame for it too, because you see the red flags in the beginning of the relationship. Y'all could be watching the movie, you could say something like, Denzel is fine, and his reaction, his mannerisms. So that's basically what I got out of that.
Thank you. Good point. Ms. Spearder may have anything to say about that?
No, I agree with Will. I agree with Will said. I think at the end of the day, most men that I know, they also have female friends that be attracted or unattracted. It really doesn't matter. Like he said, I'm just going to agree with him. It has to come within. It's an insecurity that he has.
But let me just say this, add this to the point, that generally when that happens, it happens because of not only insecurity, but they made you feel a certain type of way. They don't talk to you about this friend. You've never met this friend. When this friend calls, you go and leave the room. So let's just be real about that. It's not just your normal friend. I think that's how it starts as, oh, let's be friends. But if I can't sit and have a conversation, I want you to say my name. Say my name, say my name.
Right. I think another good point is, no man, even if he's your friend, no man wants to hear you brag about another man all the time. And even if he's your best friend,
If he's making you smile,
or you laughing when your friend gives you a text and your man sees you smiling all the time. He maybe just be your friend, but he sees that you all may have a stronger connection because maybe you communicate with him better than you do. So he has issues, or you're always like, oh, he bought a new car, or did you see his new little girl, or something like this. Like you're all into your friend's world, and that may bother him a little bit.
Well, what it comes down to also, you always want to make your man feel respected. And like she said, you gotta make him feel respected. So honestly, if you really care, respect, and love that man, and you see it's causing issues and problems, then you, like Will also said, you gotta check yourself and see, okay, what am I doing to make him feel that way? Like, this is a great point. So at the end of the day, you really have to make him feel respected because, as she said also, your relationship, that's your priority.
Thank you. Let's go to the next question from Mr. Anderson.
Hey, yeah, this Everett Anderson still hanging out in the live audience. I got here. What's your name?
Monica?
Monica. Oh, well, Miss Monica, actually, before you ask your question, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you go to bed with rollers in your head, or do you go flawless?
Sometimes I may have rollers in my head, and sometimes not.
It depends on, like, the time of the month, anything like that?
Yeah, that and the mood I'm in plays a big part in it.
Okay. Well, are you single or you married?
I am married, been happily married for 6 years now.
6 years?
Yes.
How you feel about that? Is he happy married too?
We are both happily married.
Oh, okay. So, what's your question?
Okay, I have a question for the host, Dee Lachey. There is great power in the words we use and our beliefs. So I wanted to ask if she thinks subconsciously that she may be attracting those cheating men to herself, because she believes that they're cheaters and that there'll always be cheaters. Maybe she's attracting those cheating men to herself.
So, you saying by the way that how she appeared, it could be attracting
No.
the bad guys?
It goes beyond appearance. It's what you believe about yourself and the world around you. You attract certain people by your beliefs, and that's what she says. She strongly believes that men are incapable of being monogamous.
You think she just ran into that wrong guy?
I think so. And I think it has a lot to do with what she believes about men.
I think I'm a pretty good guy. So, me speaking out for all the good guys, keep it up. Well, you heard a question? Back to you.
Woo, Monica. Thank you for that question. Well, let me answer the question this way. I believe that in a relationship, when you talk about monogamy, it's from dating to death. And the reason why I believe that all men cheat or all men struggle with the issue of monogamy, it's not just in today's time. I can go back historically, and when you think about biblical times, all men in the Bible, 99% of the men in the Bible had struggles in their flesh when it comes to being focused on that one woman. They were allowed to have 300 concubines. That's women on the side. That's not including how many wives they had. They could have so many wives and then have 300 side chicks. So I always believe that men struggle with the issue of monogamy because I look at a relationship being from dating to death. And most of the time, a man will not focus solely on a woman until after he stepped out. So I really have an issue with believing that a man can be faithfully true to one woman. And it's not just because of today's time, because I see it historically, even in biblical times. Thank you.
Still hanging out here in the audience. I got another guy here. What's your name?
My name is Jimmy Mays.
Jimmy Mays? What you do, Jimmy Mays?
I'm a record driver and a small business owner.
Oh, okay. You married?
Single.
Single right now?
Yes.
You heard that, ladies. Single. All right. Actually, I got a question for you. They was up there, they was talking about how we let ourselves go. Were you that size 10 years ago?
No.
Are you in shape, though?
No.
All right. So what's your question?
My question is for Sissy Brown, and that is, can a relationship or a marriage recover after infidelity?
Okay. All right. You talking about from the men's standpoint? Can we come back or from the woman?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good question. Well, you heard him, Pam. What you got to say about that?
Thank you so much, Jimmy, for your question. You referred it to Sissy, so I'm going to hand it over to her.
Thanks, Jimmy. Can a relationship survive after infidelity? Point blank period. Only if both members are willing to make it work. You can't have one that's so sorry and, oh, I'll never do it again, and then the other's like, oh, well, okay, but. If there's a but anywhere in there, no, it's not gonna work. And initially there's gonna be a but because you broke that trust, you broke that bond. But if you feel like you have the history possibly, and you think that this is your soulmate, and both of you want it to work, it's gonna work because you have to put that work in together. You can't put the work, one person that cheated is doing everything to prove themselves. Because a lot of people are like, well, you gotta prove it to me. Well, you have to prove that you're willing to take that. You're willing to accept what they're giving you and not throwing it back in their face 2 weeks later, or you're trying to do something to them because they did it to you out of spite. So when both parties want it to work, it'll work. When one wants it and one doesn't, no way.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's harder for a man to accept a woman's stepchild
yes.
than it is for a woman to accept her man?
It's harder for a man to accept a woman going out in her skinny jeans and top and heels and not going to see anybody, thinking that there may be a man out there that may look at her a certain way. It's hard for a man, period, I believe. I mean, a man has to be secure in his own mind, but there's also those men that are out there that are like, well, you're out there and you show, like me, I'm on Facebook. I show selfies on Facebook, everything. So what? It's all for entertainment. Just like if someone goes to a meeting or someone goes out and hangs out or whatever, it's not always to see other people. Women love the skin they're in. I love my skin. And if my man can't love my skin with me, then he doesn't need to be my man.
And when it goes back to, once again, it goes back to internally. You know, we all grow up in different households, different styles, we have different experiences. But if you have a problem, and I will tell you that the majority of people who come to see me and there's been infidelity, the marriage does not work. It doesn't work because you're not willing, when you say put in work, that means leave your phone out. That means I'm gonna check your voicemail and email. Who wants to be dealing with that? I had someone sit in my office just Friday, said she was just obsessed with her husband cheating. She can't even work because she's so scared that he's a chronic cheater. So it comes back to what that internal stuff is. You know, we'll get up every morning, brush our teeth, you know, get in the shower, but we will not get right inside.
That's a very good point. Thank you so much. On to the next question from Mr. Anderson.
Ms. Everett Anderson, we're still alive in the audience. Got, what's your name?
Tracy Cunningham.
Miss Cunningham here. You enjoying the show?
I am.
All right. You sing?
Now married.
All right, that's great. How long you been married?
7 years.
She told me not to ask no questions, y'all. I'll just let you down. But we got, what's your question?
This is for Ms. Brown. How do you know when you find a good man?
When you find a good man?
Yes.
How you know when you found your man?
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, we don't want to make this rated R, so we're going to just send it back to the panel. You heard the question? What you got to say?
Thank you, Tracy. Very good question. Once again, Sissy, directly to you.
How do I know I found a good man? When I communicate to him and tell him what I want, what I need, more so what I need. Wants can come after the need. But what I want, what I need, and how I would go about reciprocating to him once I get what I want and what I need. Now, I know I'm not going to get everything. No one gets everything. No one's 100% perfect, and we understand that. But if I'm getting, I'm going to be honest, 90% of what I want and what I need, it's going down. He's my man. I'm sticking to him, and there's no looking back. But the communication, when you talk, when you're getting to know each other, and you're talking about, well, what do you look for in a man? And you list those qualities, but that's just, to me, just listing qualities. Whenever you go through things and you have those situations and you see that when I tell you something and we have that situation and you listen to me and you respected what I said and you honored what I said, then we keep moving. But once you get to that point where if I've told you I don't like smoking in my house and you smoke in my house, we've got a problem. But if you take the time to go outside and smoke on the porch and come back in, I see that you're respecting me and my wishes and what I want and what I need, and we're gonna move on. But to answer your question, it's all about what I want. I know what I want. I'm not settling. I've settled in the past. I've conformed for a man. I've changed my whole life. I moved to another state when my daughter was in the 10th grade. Totally ruined that relationship for a little while. We had to grow back to that because of this man, because I took the time to say, okay, what do you want? How can I make you happy? But I lost myself in the process. So at this point, at being 42 years old, I'm not losing myself. It's what I want. If I don't get it, guess what? I'm staying single.
And that's very good, very good. The other thing that when you're asking about what do you look for in a man, you need to look at yourself. What are you giving to this man, okay? We always want to look at the other person. No, we need to look at ourselves. So all of this list of, I want that,
That's the
that,
reciprocation.
that.
Yeah, if
Absolutely.
I
You
get
said
this,
you worked on
I'm gonna
yourself.
do- yes,
You
I'm gonna get
changed.
this.
And that's the important thing. Every person should have some non-negotiables. Okay, this is what I'm not gonna deal with. But what happens is we let those non-negotiable what? I ain't gonna do this, and then they go down. Well, he better not come, we go down. Or she better not, and we go down. Okay? So, just add to it, sorry.
Thank you so much. How do you know if you found a good woman?
Well, let me kind of also, as a man, kind of answer the question. Not finding a good man, but one thing I've learned, and like I said, I'm very honest with the spirit of the man and what I do. When you realize that, and this is the mistake I did, when you realize that a man, because he said earlier, love conquers all, but when a man protects you mentally, physically, sexually, and with your insecurities, then I honestly feel like you have a good man. Because at the end, it says love protects. And a lot of things that we do as men, we drop the ball with the emotional protection. We will cover you as far as financially and material, but emotionally, because most men, we don't have that, we didn't grow up in touch with our emotional side. So when it comes to that emotional side, we don't protect that. But when you get a man that can protect you emotionally, can protect you physically, can protect you sexually, can protect your insecurities. Because coming into a relationship, as you heard, you're going to have some insecurities coming in. But if a man will protect that and he's patient with you, because I've learned the hard way, and I'm very honest with my spirit of the man, that I protected on a lot of levels, but I dropped the ball when it came to the emotional side. When I'm going to be honest, with the trust issue, I had somebody ask me, if I went through your phone right now, could I trust? And I told her no. That was a sign that she was thinking that in her head. And at that present time, I didn't protect her emotionally. I had to get to the point, as she was saying, that may be an insecurity because of what's going on in the past. So now I'm at the point where, yeah, you can go through my phone. Because at the end of the day, if you truly love somebody, then you're going to protect them by any means necessary. In my book, I have a chapter called Car versus Woman, meaning, I'm gonna tell you this, if somebody comes to try to steal my car, I don't have a Mercedes. I don't have just but I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure. Alarm. But even if the alarm, if somebody breaking in my car, I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to keep my property, to keep my car. May even lose my life. And that's what it has to come down to your woman.
Well, you married me.
No, but that's what it has to come down to. You have to protect her by any means necessary.
I mean, the spirit of the man, I'm looking at this audience and you got these women.
I'm sorry.
We gotta wrap it up and go to break.
One last point. Can I say one last point? No, one last point. As a man, one thing I've learned dropping the ball, I didn't cover my wife. I didn't cover my girl. And when you don't do that, you allow spirits that she's not ready to handle into your household. So that's when that infidelity comes in on her part, because you didn't cover her. Because I'm telling you, it even talks about in the Bible, when you're separated, Satan will come and he will destroy, he will conquer, he will divide that house.
A threefold cord is not easily broken. It's what the Bible talks about, a relationship that's tied. They're tangled into each other like a rope, and God is in the center. A threefold cord is not easily broken, and that's a very good point you made. We have to go to commercial break, but we'll be back with another question. If you would like to get any of the behind the scenes footage, you can look us up on YouTube at our YouTube channel, Stepping Out Talk Show, and www.steppingouttalkshow.com.
Choose Venue 109 for your next event. Our number one priority is to fulfill our customers' vision, a virtual blank canvas. Venue 109 can be transformed to meet the requirements of your event, whether you're having a corporate gathering, wedding, or birthday party. We also offer catering. Venue 109 is located in North Nashville, across from Rivergate Mall. Give us a call at 615-999-6528 or visit us at www.venue109.com.
Partygoers Catering, a taste you can't forget for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We provide exquisite entrees, hors d'oeuvres, and desserts, beautifully designed to make your event successful and unforgettable. We'll handle the details and add a touch of elegance to your next wedding, corporate event, graduation, or special occasion. Our wide selection of menu choices will leave you wanting for nothing. Partygoers Catering. We travel. Call us today at 615-419-1879 or visit partygoerscatering.com.
My name is Vince Dixie, and I work with Bail You Out Bonding. When you're in jail and you need someone to listen to your story, we are the caring and compassionate bondsmen that you can trust. Here at Bail You Out, we do nationwide bonding. We have late night, overnight bonds because we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We accept major credit cards and cash, and we're here to serve the public. Here at Bail You Out, C-Wiz, Mayhew, and Vince are here to bail you out.
This Everett Anderson still hanging around the live audience. Like I said earlier, I told you this audience is looking good. You see this couple right here? I had to go scoop them up at the audience and bring them over here. But anyway, what's your name?
Ray.
What's your name?
Angeline.
Oh, okay, y'all. A couple.
Correct.
All right. That's an official couple. All right, how long have you been together?
4 years.
Man, that's great. That's great right there. That's real good. Y'all enjoying the show?
We are.
All right. You enjoy the show?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I got a question for you. What have you learned from start of your relationship to present? Anything?
Love conquers all. You have to remember why you get in the relationship in the first place. The main thing that I would like to say, when I'm not the fighter, she is. And when I'm wrong, she wants to correct me. When she's wrong, she accepts when she's wrong. So it takes time and it takes effort.
It takes that C word, right?
Compromise.
You agree?
Yes, I do agree.
My baby's a little shy.
Okay. You got anything else to say?
Well, we do have a question as well, too, though, and I didn't think anyone brought this to point. Remembering the different types of relationships, who choosing and why they're choosing. But when do you know, or when does a rich man know, or when does a beautiful woman know that the love is real?
That's a really good question. Because how do you know if you're faking or not, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, for all you fakers, it's a question for you.
Thank you so much, Angela and Ray. I don't think, me personally, it's about a rich woman, a rich man, and a beautiful woman. I think it is about no man, I don't believe, wants what they consider an ugly woman. Of course, you want your woman in your eyes to be beautiful. And for women, I don't think every woman desires a rich man, but she wants a man that she can be confident in him being able to provide and her not having to worry if the lights are going to be off when she get home or if the water is going to be disconnected. It's about having someone that they are mature enough in their ability to be responsible and be a provider. So I think that's very important to a woman. And for a man, she doesn't have to be the most beautiful thing in the world, because there are some beautiful women out there that have very ugly attitudes. So I think for him, it's, beauty and being attractive is very important to him. But if she can be able to maintain and, keep herself, polished as she did during her dating phase, I think that's important to him. It's not always about being the most beautiful or being the most rich, but when you feel like you found that person, it's something that you feel that you've never felt before. It's just something on the inside to say, this is it, you know, I've dated before, but it's something about this person that gives me something that I've never felt before. And I think that's when you know that you found that person.
He gives me butterflies, you know. You gotta look for that. You gotta look for the things. And I understand where that question is coming from. And again, relationships should not be based on vanity or money. You know, and we have to change the way we look at a person, because again, that beautiful woman can go out here and have an accident and her face could be ruined.
Right.
You have to fall in love with somebody's soul, okay? But we always go back to the things that can be fixed. You know, we need to have a solid foundation, you know, and that foundation, in my foundation personally, is God.
Yes, right.
You know, and if I am with somebody who's the head of the household, he's not going to treat me any kind of way, because he has a biblical standpoint of how I'm supposed to be cherished.
Right. Thank you.
I would also say that in the Bible, it says a man findeth a wife. And you have to understand, you find, when you have the wife, you found her. And like Dee said, she has those qualities that you're looking for. And it goes back to what I said before. She's protecting you also, because we also have emotional needs, insecurities. But also, the Bible also talks about, as far as a woman tears a house down with her own hands, but puts it together with her wisdom. So when you find a woman that is wise and they can cover you and protect you, because there's one thing, who I follow is T.D. Jakes. And one thing I remember him saying, everybody knows the big, bad T.D. Jakes, but people don't know about the T.D. Jakes in West Virginia.
Yes.
And he talks about when he was at his house and he didn't know to pay the water bill or pay the light bill or feed his family. So at the end of the day, it comes back to, as you said in your question, love conquers. But how do you conquer? And that's why I always try to tell people, one thing I always try to tell men, and that's what I try to tell men, is by conquering, you protect her. And that's when you know you found, in my opinion, you found a good man if he protects you, and you find a good woman if they protect your insecurities and everything.
Thank you so much. We have had an awesome discussion today on love and relationships, and we can go on and on and on with questions. If you, the viewers, have questions, send us your questions, email us, inbox us, send everything. Go to our website, steppingouttalkshow.com. Inbox us on Facebook. Email or inbox our panelists on Facebook. Hey, we may do another segment of this. I'm so happy and excited about this panel that we have up here today for this discussion. It was just really awesome. You never know, it may be a part 2 of this. Send us your questions that you may have so that we can see, what you're thinking and what are you feeling about this show. Until next time, I'm Dee Lachey, and this is Step Down.